Oh, look. Black voters say they aren't enthusiastic about a Joe Biden presidency. Why are young black voters not enthusiastic about Joe Biden? You mean the guy who wrote the crime bill and the Patriot Act? You mean the guy who pushed for every war in the Middle East ever? You mean the guy who was on board with NAFTA, the TPP? The guy who's still against legalizing marijuana and locking young black guys up for it? The guy who's still against Medicare for all in the middle of a pandemic? The guy who's still against student debt forgiveness in the middle of the largest upward transfer of wealth in human history? You mean the guy who's still against a Green New Deal in the middle of unbelievable climate change? You mean young voters are not enthusiastic about that guy? Next thing you're going to tell me is they don't watch reruns of Murder, She Wrote or enjoy a good catheter commercial. Here's from USA Today. With the November election 4 months away, polling shows Biden's support with younger black voters trailing significantly behind that of older black voters. Young black voters' support for Joe Biden is unenthusiastic at best, or hesitant at worst. Young black voters are going to have some reservations about Joe Biden. Some reservations. That's what Cheryl Laird says. She's the professor of government at Bowdoin College, adding that Biden represents a very clear image of a status quo politician within the Democratic Party. Boy, the status quo, isn't that what we all need more of right now? Biden has had moments of problematic commentary or statements. Problematic. And they don't see him as the direction that takes the party in a more progressive lean. Still voting for the Democratic candidate is the norm within the black community, Lard said, and young black voters will likely fall in line. She added they will likely vote for Biden, but not be happy about it. So young and black voters are not enthusiastic about a Joe Biden presidency. I wonder why. Well, maybe it's because he brags about incarcerating them. Maybe it's because he brags about he wrote the goddamn 1994 crime bill, which led to mass incarceration, more prisons, longer sentencing, escalated the war on drugs, and targeted African Americans. Joe Biden has done more harm to the black community in the last 40 years than almost any other American. In Washington, D.C., Paul Talbert, a young black man, was among hundreds of protesters who marched to the U.S. Capitol in June. Talbert said he still believes Sanders was the correct choice for black folks, for younger black voters like myself. I won't vote for Donald Trump, Talbert, 28, said. He criticized Biden as trying to ride on Obama's coattails. I think the whole Obama thing, it got the older generation really going, he said. He noted he was going to vote in November, but he would not say if he was going to vote for Biden. You know, there was another candidate that had this exact same problem. That candidate's name was, let me guess, Hillary Clinton. Did the Democrats learn from Hillary Clinton's failure? Do Democrats even care? This shows how irredeemable the Democratic Party is. The Democratic Party establishment did everything imaginable to make this man their nominee. This Delaware Dixiecrat who wrote the racist crime bill, who pushed the Patriot Act, smeared Anita Hill, put Clarence Thomas and Antonin Scalia on the Supreme Court, voted for the Iraq War, and has credible sexual assault accusations against him. The weakest and least inspiring candidate who is promising as president to veto Medicare for all in the middle of an effing pandemic. That's the Democrats' nominee. That's who they're giving you. And the Democratic Party pretends to be moral. They pretend they're not corrupt. They pretend they're not the biggest frauds and hypocrites in the world. Choosing Joe Biden is proof the Democrats don't care. It's proof they don't care if you live or die without health care. It's proof that black lives don't matter. It's proof that they don't care about peace. It's proof they don't care if you can pay rent at the end of the month. It's proof they don't care if your children drink poisoned water. They don't care about you. They act like they got your vote. Their arrogance is sickening. Stop being dupes. Stop being passive. You're not bystanders. Make demands. Make them come get your vote. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to Bernie. Don't listen to those party apologists. You tell Joe Biden if he wants your vote, you want health care, student debt forgiveness, a living wage, and you want to defund the police. That's right. And if he isn't going to meet you on one of those things, he doesn't get your vote. That's how politics works. Make Joe Biden and the Democrats come get your vote. They don't have my vote, and they shouldn't have yours. They should be promising you something. They should be giving you health care in the middle of a pandemic. They should be giving you a UBI when they shut down the goddamn economy and give $5 trillion to their richest donors. The Democrats and Joe Biden have to come get your vote, and he ain't gonna come get it. Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?